In previous episodes, we've talked about using an external recorder to get the best possible sound, and that even includes inexpensive recorders like the Zoom H1. Lots of people ask, why is that such an advantage? Isn't it just easier to buy a mic that plugs directly into the camera? The answer is yes, it is easier, but the final results are not usually as good for two main reasons. First, many cameras record your sound in a compressed format like MP3. And you might ask, isn't MP3 good enough? And often no, it really isn't good enough. While MP3 is a fine format to use when you export your final video, it isn't great as a recording format because it leaves you with very little room to make any sort of edits in post-production. So, unless you capture perfect audio pretty much every time, you'll really benefit from using an uncompressed format like WAV for recording. Most external recorders can record in WAV format, so it's almost kind of a non-issue if you're using an external recorder. Second reason, most cameras record sound in 16-bit, whereas most external recorders these days will also record in 24-bit. You won't really hear a difference if you record your audio perfectly, but that's often not the case, and that's where 24-bit really has some advantages. Probably the most important thing that 24-bit will give you is you'll have more headroom, so you won't have as many issues with clipping, that really nasty distortion that you get when your signal is too loud, even if that's just for a millisecond. If you're having clipping issues, I'd really suggest trying 24-bit and reduce your input gain just a little bit. You can also record softer sounds more clearly, and you also have a little more room of the noise that's introduced by your recorder. Just overall, you'll have more latitude to edit your audio and make it sound professional. So all this has a big implication. Almost all non-pro video cameras, and that includes even the expensive digital SLRs, they all record in 16-bit formats. This is why using even a cheap external recorder really has advantages. So keep in mind, 16-bit compressed is great for your final video, but when you're recording, use 24-bit WAV with an external recorder and you'll get a lot more headroom to get the sound right. Thanks for checking out the show. Leave comments down below, any questions down below, and if you haven't subscribed already, do so up above, and we'll talk to you again soon.